Hey guys, Armchair Operator here. Today we're going to talk about becoming a security guard and the gun tactics and training that goes with it. Um, if you're going to take on a profession that allows you to carry a firearm, you need to know that firearm and you need to properly train with it. The other day I went into a grocery store. It was kind of later at night, so there's a security guard there. He was kind of a younger feller, and I noticed he had a firearm on him, which is, not very common around here. I see a lot of the security guards wearing tasers. So when I saw it, I realized it wasn't a Glock either. And that kind of shocked me too, because a lot of those guys, if they get to use one, they use what police were using, because that's what they eventually want to become, as a police officer. So, when I noticed that, I started glancing at it a little bit more, and he kind of noticed me, and it was dead, so there's no one else around there. So I decided to ask him, what kind of firearm you got on you? Because I thought I knew what it was, but I just wanted to make sure. Well, he ends up going, well, it's a Smith & Wesson M&P. And I said, okay, cool. I said, is that the 2.0 version? Because it looks like the 2.0. And he goes, oh, I don't know about that. He goes, I just know it's an M&P. I was told it was a real good gun, and that it was real reliable, and I went ahead and bought it. And I said, well, it looks like it's got stippling on there. So did you do that or have that done yourself, or did it come like that new? And he goes, no, I bought it brand new, and that stippling came on it just like that. And I said, well, that's a 2.0 then. He goes, oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know. He said, I'm more of a rifle and a shotgun type of guy. He goes, I don't know much about handguns. And me, that bothered me. I've spent a lot of time behind guns, and I get to know every gun I have. And if you're gonna pick a profession that you have a firearm on your side, you need to know that gun. You need to get out there and train with it the day you buy that gun, whether it's for personal use or it's for a job as a security guard. You need to know that gun. Bring it home, take it apart, clean it. Just get to know it. Go to YouTube. There's plenty of videos out there for all kinds of guns out there. You just got to put in the search bar how to clean this gun or how to take it apart. You put in there how to take it apart, and you can bet one of those videos is going to show you not only how to take it apart, but reverse order it and put it back together, so you know how to do everything properly. If it takes a couple times to watch it to figure it out and get through it, watch it, watch it 20 times if that's what it takes. What matters is after you watch that video and take that gun apart, you know your gun from, inside out. Next thing, go to a gun range. And the best thing you can do to get to know your gun is do some live ammo down the range shooting. Doing that is going to let you know your gun. It's going to let you know how your gun reacts when you pull the trigger. You're going to learn how that trigger feels. You're going to learn how you react to the gun going off. And, you're going to learn how to control that gun. If you buy a gun and you put it on your side and you don't shoot it, and you just get it for that job because you hear it's a good gun, well, the chances are that when something happens and a live scenario comes to play, you're not going to do your job correctly. I hate to say it, but you're more likely going to miss your target. If you don't get practicing with that gun, you're going to have a hard time pulling that gun out of its holster. You're not going to bring it up properly. Everything is so fast. When you do that, you're not going to know how to use that gun correctly. So you could miss him. And if you miss him, who's to say that you're not stuck, tunnel vision on him in such an adrenaline-packed moment that you don't realize that there's people running by. And for your job, you have to know that. You got to see those people. What if there's a window behind him and you miss him and that bullet goes through that window? Now if someone's out there on that other side of that window, you could hit them. You could hit a little kid. Even whether they're walking by that window or they're running out of the building, you could hit an adult, a little kid. You just got to know that gun. Best way to do that is get to that gun range. If you can't do that, or it costs, to you it costs a lot of money. I've heard that. People go, oh, it just costs too much money to, be throwing rounds down range. I get that. It can get expensive. At one point in time, I was right there with you. I was younger. I couldn't afford it. I spent it on dumber things. And, ammo wasn't, I always had that excuse. It's too expensive. I get it. But you gotta spend some time, doing some live fire drills downrange at a gun range. But there's other ways to go about it. You can do dry fire practices at home. It doesn't matter if you're in an apartment. It doesn't matter if you're in a house or what. Live firing or dry firing is completely fine. It doesn't hurt the gun. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't hurt others. Just empty out a couple mags. Rack the slide back to get that action going again. Get used to the way that trigger feels. Listen to its click. Understand, where that trigger is at, how far into the pull it is before you hear that click from the hammer. Hold your trigger back. Rack the slide. Let that trigger go. Feel the reset on it. Also, another thing you can do is snap caps. I went to my local gun store today. I picked up another concealed carry firearm, and these were here. These are A-Zoom snap caps for 9mm. It's a 5-pack, and I picked it up for $12.95. You can go to Amazon and pick them up, for $9. They're called dummy rounds on there for, I think, another 5-pack. It's a pretty good deal. You can use them over and over. Throw a couple mags or a couple rounds in each mag. How I do it is I get 2 mags, I empty out my handgun, and I start in my bedroom, and I clear my house. I throw one in my pocket shorts or the pocket of my shorts, and pretend like I just got out of bed. Throw an empty mag in there, grab my gun, and I start going out of the house or going out of the room and clearing the house. So I start in the living room, and I clear the living room. And after that, I clear the kitchen. And then after the kitchen, I go across the house into our second living room or the family den, and that den leads to the bedrooms for the kids. So I clear that den, and then I clear the kids' bedrooms. After that, I turn around and I clear the whole house again. I might do that 3-4 times or 5-10 minutes. It doesn't matter. Getting some practice in is better than not practicing at all. Sometimes I'll even have the kids in there, I might open up a door and the kid's in there playing in the bedroom instead of being out in the living room or outside. So I tell the kid, hey, grab my belt, follow me. We got to get to my room, we got to get there fast. Just keep holding my belt. And that gets them used to it. So that way when something actually is, possibly happening in your house, I hope not, but if it does, they got some practice in there too. It's just a good thing to do. You just got to know that gun. You got to know how to use it. You got to be ready to protect others and do it properly. The other day I was listening to a podcast, and the guy was talking about how he practices in his home, and he was talking about how he has targets taped up all around his house. And it was funny because he talked about how his wife, just absolutely hated it, and then she come to love it. And it's a cool idea. It's not a bad one if you can tolerate it. You might think it's ugly, or some people do, or maybe your wife won't agree to it. Okay, well, what if you got pictures? In our house, we got pictures on the walls. We got some artsy stuff on the wall, make our home feel more like a home. Use those as a target. If you got something artsy or a picture frame by your front door, then use that. Or maybe you got something by your back door, or maybe both. Then that's a perfect thing. You come out, you clear your room, whichever door is there first, use that thing, whatever it could be, the frame or the artsy, decoration. Come out, put your gun on it, line it up, get your sights on that, that decoration or that picture. And, we're dry firing here. We got some snap caps. We got a spare mag. Go ahead, pull it up, get on target, dry fire. Now you're going to hear a click, obviously, because there is no live ammo, so no boom. Well, you can't click again because it didn't, reload itself. So go ahead, drop that mag real quick, or rack it back, get that second round in there, go to your next target, and shoot it. When you hear that click, pretend something happened to your gun. Pretend that you just had a misfeed, or it's jammed, and you need to put a new mag in and get that cleared out. So you drop your old mag, flick it out of there or pull it out of there, whatever you need to do, and then rack that slide a couple times. Make sure there's nothing in the way or sitting in the barrel incorrectly. That way when you put your new mag in, you rack that slide back, you don't have another misfeed. Once you do that, get back on target, get here, go to your next room. It's that easy. And along with that, you're getting some repetition in. Because in a gunfight, you might not, be over in one mag. It might take a mag, or it might take two. That's why, police always carry an extra mag or two. Because you never know how long a gunfight's going to last. They say 2 is 1, 1 is none. So would you rather have? A little bit of practice with a couple mags, or, practice with one mag, going through the house and pulling a trigger, over and over, and never exchanging mags and getting used to that. That's something you got to get used to as well. Just get to know that gun, man. That's the biggest thing about this video and, becoming a security guard. Usually, as you become a security guard, it's, guys that want to become a cop, and they don't have much experience with guns, and, they're trying to learn, the steps and the process before they go in there to get some time. The guy I saw was younger, and he just did not know much. And, we all start somewhere. Don't be afraid to, get some help. If you got to go to a few classes, go to a few classes. I've done classes. I've done 1 or 2 courses, time courses with some people. It's just a good way to put some pressure on me and get me, trained. So I went ahead and did it. You can't beat practice, guys. The more you practice, the better you become. So that's all I got today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you got Instagram, I have a Instagram as well, The Armchair Operator. Go ahead and go on there and follow me. You'll get to see me post some pictures of stuff I have, some of my toys, some of the products that I get I review too. But until then, just remember, practice, practice, practice. Think about those people in there that you're protected. Practice, think about them, and think about going home at the end of the day if you ever have to use that firearm. And the most important, know your firearm safety rules. Those are big things. You get those down, you get your repetition down, you'll do all right, and you'll, feel a lot more confident when it comes to a possible, live situation gunfight. So I hope you guys, take this and use it as some good knowledge and get out there and get some practice in. Until then, stay safe and get to know that gun.